Radical. Welcome to Radical Rapid Fire Comment Response for December 6th to December 12th, 2021. Short comments, quick replies. Red Strauss 97. Ugh. Now you just reminded me of that impromptu wrestling match and beat 'em ups had with another YouTuber, both in their underwear, many years ago at a video game convention. There are some things I wish I could unsee. Sadly, I think I recall that, and now I wish I could unsee that. I don't know the build-up. I don't want to think about what led them to think it'd be a good idea to take off all their clothing and wrestle. We can only be happy and lucky that it wasn't in, a gravy bowl or something. Ross Robinson. They might be, but they make one hell of an NHL game. I think you were responding on something talking about EA. Well, hell, there's a lot to criticize about EA. When it comes to their NHL games, you say they are good. I think I played a couple of their NHL games. Can't remember what years and everything, but I recall they were pretty good. Tell you what's a fun NHL game, NHL Blitz on PS2. That's really fun. Just the Blitz games, a very, very, very high fun level on those. I like them anyways. The Immunator / Death Crust Punk Productions. I wish YouTube would stop autoplaying this video of a guy opening a bunch of old computer stuff his viewers sent him. Yeah, stop me if you've seen that before, I wonder what percentage of YouTube is actually just guys opening up presents that other guys sent them. That's not Christmas, not Christmas related and not friends. Just opening up random things sent to them. Hell, we mentioned beat 'em ups. Maybe beat 'em ups corners the market on that. Hell, maybe he has 5% of all of them. Brian Starlord. Metal Jesus sure games a lot of trips. Okay, goes on. Metal Jesus sure goes on a lot of trips, must cost a lot of money. Kind of makes me regret donating to his basement fix. Yeah, you should regret that, right? All of you that donated to help fix his basement, Joke's on you, he wound up selling the house. That's a great, that's something to bring up. When, you see somebody donate to a YouTuber, just tell them, hey, even if they don't mention the basement, just be like, hey, it's probably going up to that YouTuber's basement to fix their leaky basement. That's probably what it's going to, because then they're going to try to sell their house. I don't know, maybe I was going somewhere with that one. I could fix it, but, too late. Radical Rapid Fire. Troy Bilko. Xbox in Japan. Goes together like peanut butter and razor blades. Yeah, man. I don't know what it is about, the Xbox in Japan. I don't think they even try anymore to really sell it or market it there. I tell you, there's one place you could probably get a Series X, and that would be Japan. Maybe there's one store where they just have a stack of them. Maybe they put them on clearance to try to get rid of them and everything, Can't find them in America here. Can't find them in the U.S., but maybe you could find some over there. Movie Guy 666. I would never drive a Tesla. I'm not a D-bag. I don't know if Tesla would be high on the D-bag cars, because I'm looking at all these lists and everything. I'm not saying that there's probably not a whole lot of people out there that have Teslas that are D-bags, but there's some classic D-bag cars on here. It has 1992 Camaro. It has from different generations. Camaro comes up, the IROC Z, the 90s Mustang and everything. But, Civic? Civic's a kind of a standard car. I guess they mean souped up Civics, I suppose. But then you get into I think the top D-bag cars would be maybe the Hummers, possibly, and the Prius. Yes, the Prius, right? Reminds me of that South Park episode. What was it? They had not had a smog alert, but a smug alert. Smug people that drive their Prius and possibly my Tesla. Yeah, I guess you mean the people that think they're better than everybody else because they have a Tesla and then they tell you about their Tesla. Yeah, actually, it might be top 10 easily, probably. What do you think? Biggest D-bag cars? Dumez, the greatest basketball player of all time is Tom Brady. I can prove it. Put Brady in there and see what happens. Well, I tell you, if you put Brady on the Lakers, replace Westbrook, he might have less turnovers, At least with his passing ability. He has good passing ability. That's interesting, a blend of basketball or an NFL. I know there's some players that, Jordan played some baseball. I don't think he was that good, though. Who's the one probably of all time that's a good, dual threat? I would say maybe Bo Jackson possibly. Played football and baseball. I'm not saying it can't be done. You don't see it happen a lot. At least I don't see it happen a lot on a pro level. As far as Tom Brady, like being the best basketball player of all time, well, I personally don't think he's even the best NFL player of all time. So how could he be the best basketball player of all time? Hydro Thunder 93 used to be Thunder. Now it's Thunder. I would just say buy a PC, laugh out loud. Yeah, talking about that guy that bought the $10,000 Gucci Xbox, which basically doesn't look that much better than a Series X, and there's no modifications on the inside. You know, it's just like, $9,000 for some Gucci branding, basically. Imagine what you could get for $10,000, just in general. But let's say if you're putting all that money into a PC. I'm talking the best graphics card, the best RAM, liquid cooling, lights everywhere. More lights than even in a Miko, Yeah. What would you do with $10,000? How would you max out a PC? Some of you big PC heads, techies, leave it in the comment section down below. Billy 5Tick, that was a very interesting time. Maybe we can discuss e-begging itself and the different aspects of it rather than the individuals who partake. Well, here's what's interesting. I could talk about e-begging itself and not even show like any pictures of YouTubers in the thumbnail. And probably that would take about 90% of the people that are triggered, they just wouldn't even care. As long as it's not their guy or their girl or their person, hey, don't talk about this is my favorite person. Don't talk about my favorite person e-begging. Like, yeah, they're e-begging. I'm just using them as an example, I mean, e-begging is so widespread. It's, but I guarantee you, like, the problem people have is not the fact I'm talking about e-beggars and e-begging. It's that, it's their favorite people that I'm talking about from time to time. Just using as examples, Lassie Kinnuin 81. He is also a sellout. I quit watching when it became a Nintendo advertisement channel due to him being given early access. Of course, the whole concept is kind of just geared for achievement list, and gaming shouldn't be that, and it limits the games to be covered. Yeah, when you talk about him being a sellout, well, actually, let's just shift gears, and this is Radical Rapid Fire. I don't have a lot of time to go over multiple things, but talking about achievements, I'm fundamentally against the completionist mindset for video games. Like, I'm against that, because you only have so many years on this earth that you're alive, and take that away, how many years prime time for gaming that you don't have devoted to maybe, I don't know, trying to, have kids and do all that kind of stuff, with your life. How many times you're like, you know what, I don't have any time left for games anymore. Well, if you were spending several years trying to complete a game or a handful of games or whatever, or how long it takes to like complete 100%, then what kind of time does that leave you for a lot of other things? And when it comes to, that guy, the completionist, I'm pretty fairly reasonably certain that, this guy has an entire staff of people. I don't believe he completes all the games like himself. Just taking a hunch here. I don't think him personally, he completes all the games himself. Because if that's the case, he must literally like have no life whatsoever.